Good morning, it's Lauralee. Today we are covering a topic that has completely consumed my life for the last 5 years, and that is the metaverse. What it is, what you need to know about it, what Facebook has to do with it, and so much more. I kind of can't believe I haven't made this video already. It's long overdue. So getting right into it, what is the metaverse? The metaverse is broadly defined as a blending of physical and digital spaces. It is shared immersive experiences, and it's kind of the next phase of the internet. If we look at Web 1.0, the internet, kind of first started, it connected us to information. Then with Web 2.0, we got social media, and now we have connection to information and people. With Web 3.0, which is just starting, the internet is connecting us to information, people, and places, and things. The term metaverse was first used in the 1990s dystopian novel where people are fleeing the crumbling real world to a fully immersed virtual one. And if you think about it, the metaverse as a solution is really just technology catching up with how we currently live our lives. We are all connected through the virtual digital spaces, we just access them through a phone or computer. And the metaverse is just taking away the need for that tiny screen. If you need a pop culture reference, the Oasis from Ready Player One is an example of a fully connected, holistic metaverse, although it was portrayed as quite a dystopian one. I'm specifically using the Ready Player One example because we are going to come back to that one later. For the etymologists out there, in ancient Greek, meta means beyond or after, a world beyond worlds, if you will. As a prefix, it is self-referencing. For example, metadata is data about data. And in Hebrew, meta apparently translates to is dead. So take from that what you will. Metaverse technology covers a lot of sectors, but at a high level, it is augmented, mixed, and virtual reality, which you experience using a headset like this one. Metaverse technology also includes the internet, which really needs no explanation at this point. It also includes the Internet of Things, which is devices and sensors connected to each other. And it of course includes blockchain. Blockchain technologies include things like cryptocurrency, so your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and NFTs. And if you want to learn more about NFTs, I have a lot of videos on them. You can check them out here or linked in the cards or linked down below. The metaverse also incorporates 5G, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and edge computing. So it's a lot of things all bought together. From a big picture level, the metaverse isn't here yet. Individual components of the metaverse are currently being created, but the whole thing has not been connected together yet. It is a lot of different technologies that all need to come together for this to happen, and that's going to take some time. You can experience pieces of the metaverse through places like Decentraland, some Oculus apps, AltSpace VR, Roblox, Fortnite, and Horizon Workrooms. They're not fully formed metaverses, just pieces of one. If the metaverse isn't here yet, then why should we care? Without being too dramatic, this is because the development from a social Web 2 to a metaverse Web 3 is going to change everything. Okay, maybe not literally everything, but it's going to change how we consume information, how we do business, how we shop, how consumers interact with brands, how we receive an education, the definition of art, how we buy art, how we communicate, how we socialize. Pretty much any aspect of your life that the internet currently touches will change. And if you understand that change and what's about to happen, you can properly prepare for it, get ahead of the competition if you're in business, or capitalize on it if you're an entrepreneur. When people hear metaverse, they often think of augmented and virtual reality first. That's AR and VR, and this is for good reason. Augmented and virtual reality headsets are and likely will continue to be the interface we use to access the metaverse. Right now we use our phones to access the metaverse, and basically what's happening is that phone is going from living in your pocket or in your hand to living on your face. Some of the notable leaders in smart glasses or headset development include Facebook with the Oculus Quest 2, Microsoft with the HoloLens 2, and Magic Leap, which just announced the release of the Magic Leap 2. We are likely going to see devices from Apple and Google again in the future as well. Speaking of Facebook, you may have seen last week that Facebook changed its name to Meta. According to Mark Zuckerberg, they rebranded to align with the company's new goal of building technology that will let you show up in a virtual world or appear in real-world rooms as a hologram anywhere on the planet. According to the New York Times, Facebook already has more than 10,000 people in reality labs working on augmented and virtual reality projects. Just for scale, that's roughly twice as many people as there are on Twitter's entire staff. And in 2021, Facebook will have spent about $10 billion on metaverse-related investments. According to the Times, Zuckerberg and the Facebook team at large likely made this move to address 4 big problems plaguing Facebook. And these are app abandonment, so younger people are abandoning Facebook and Instagram in favor of newer platforms like TikTok. Platform risk, Facebook Mobile runs on Android and iOS. Those are 2 platforms that Facebook does not own. Regulatory risk, as you may have seen in the news, and reputational risk, which has been an ongoing problem for them. We won't go into too much detail on Facebook and their rebrand here. If you'd like me to cover more about this, please make sure you subscribe and then let me know in the comments down below and I can do a separate video. A lot of metaverse experts are concerned that having one corporation control the metaverse, such as Facebook, will lead to dystopian consequences like those portrayed in Ready Player One. Having one company control the metaverse will mean that they have access to massive amounts of personal data generated by traversing this digital space, which could be disastrous. There is an idea that the metaverse could be open, where no one corporation or company controls the whole thing, but that will be logistically tougher to achieve. One of the big questions we still have yet to answer with the metaverse is how people, companies, and organizations are going to make money there. This is something that has caused Facebook a lot of legal heartburn just with Web 2.0. So currently Facebook, like most Web 2 platforms, relies on advertising to make money. So that's platforms like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. They're all free to use, and those companies make money to keep the lights on by showing you ads. And a lot of people aren't stoked at the idea of living in a virtual world where 80% of your field of view is filled up with ads and product placement. We don't have an answer yet, but I thought the business model from Ready Player One, the book, not the movie, was actually kind of genius. And instead of ads, users paid to get to outer worlds of the metaverse. You could go anywhere for free, it just took more time. And that's how the Oasis made money to support itself, basically with bus fare. You could access essential services such as education, access to information for free, like we do with the internet now. And that's how the Oasis made money to support itself. Cryptocurrencies actually use a similar system right now. When you exchange crypto, so you move it from one place to another, you have to pay a gas fee to move those assets and verify its ownership on the blockchain. And it would be really interesting to see if we could take that same concept and apply it to monetizing the metaverse so that we don't have to live in this world necessarily filled with a bunch of ads. So some of you may be wondering at this point, is it possible to not participate in the metaverse? You could avoid the metaverse to the same extent that you can avoid using the internet today. It's definitely possible. Billions of people don't have reliable internet access, not by choice. If you're in the privileged position to decide whether to engage with it or not, you might choose to not engage in commerce or socializing in the metaverse, but I think most people will, especially younger generations. Kind of millennials onward understand that video games like Roblox aren't just mindless gaming, but it's also a way to socialize and connect with other people. And the metaverse will just be that, but at scale. We talked about new technology, but what about technology that the metaverse is going to make obsolete? And I think we can expect to see a gradual transition from phones to some type of wearable like smart glasses. Some people will always rely on their phones the same way some households still have a landline, but most people are going to move to wearables. And this transition isn't just about having the latest, greatest tech. There's only so much technology you can squeeze into a phone. My iPhone has like 5 cameras on it and it's reaching its limit. My Oculus has, I don't even know how many cameras, I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen, but they are just getting started. That being said, I don't think we're all gonna be walking around with a device like this on our faces. The actual design and aesthetics of this have a long way to go. I think it'll be something a lot more streamlined, a lot more innocuous, something that just looks like a pair of regular glasses. Obviously, we're a little bit ways away from that, but still there's really a miraculous amount of computing power packed into this. So if you're a creator or an aspiring creator, you may be wondering, how can we use the metaverse to our advantage? This is really exciting because the metaverse will allow us to unlock certain levels of creativity not possible before. And this is because you can literally do the impossible in the metaverse. You can choose to show up however you want. In the metaverse, your physical body is represented by an avatar. Right now, avatars are pretty generic looking and kind of animated or cartoon-like, but there are lots of companies out there working on hyper-realistic avatars. And with these avatars, you can customize them. You could be taller, shorter, have purple hair, have no hair, have blue skin, have no skin, have Pegasus wings, be on fire, have tattoos that change with your heartbeat and emotions. And that's just your avatar. That's just you. And I won't spend too much time talking about this next one because we talk about it all the time on this channel, but that's NFTs. That's digital art that you can collect and display in the metaverse. It could be a digital rendering, 3D animated mural, or a one-of-a-kind collectible. The Facebook Connect keynote gave us a glimpse of some of these, featuring a piece of 3D moving street art, but really, it's just the beginning. There are some major players and scrappy startups building the metaverse, and if you'd like to learn more about how you can invest in these companies, check out this video. But getting into these companies, first and foremost, we have the game engines that power the metaverse. These are Unity 3D, Unreal, and Epic Games. These are massive players in this space. And as we've already discussed, we have Facebook, who wants to be the platform on which all metaverse worlds are built, kind of the integrator of all the experiences. Then there's also cloud computing service providers, including Amazon Web Services or AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. Cloud computing is going to be a critical component as well to building the metaverse. There's many more companies building apps and experiences on top of these basic infrastructure level companies. And if you'd like me to go into that in another video, let me know in the comments. I know there's a lot of that today. So doing business in the metaverse. If you own a business or are an aspiring business owner, the metaverse will present a whole new set of challenges. I think the biggest difference that takes a while to wrap your mind around and figure out is how to apply the concept of digital ownership to your company and the products you offer. People who grew up with the internet just sort of intrinsically understand digital ownership, which is proving that you own a non-physical asset. What makes the metaverse different is that we added in blockchain to create NFTs or non-fungible tokens. So now we have unique digital assets that can move from one platform to another. And if you are a business owner or content creator, this could set off some flags about long-term strategy. Digital assets could be a new revenue opportunity depending on what you sell. Okay, we covered a lot here today, and that is all for this week's video. I hope that this helped you understand the metaverse that 1% better. Keep living your legacy, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye.